Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. So we're talking about Hertz, feeling the hurt. So if you remember, I want to say, right around the pandemic, Hertz, the company, the rental company where they rent, vehicles, was feeling the hurt. Especially since you have a lot of companies popping out that's giving you a little bit better rates when it comes to renting vehicles. So these big corporations that used to like Enterprise, Hertz, they started feeling the hurt, especially since people weren't renting vehicles as much as they used to. So Hertz actually announced, I think it was like right after the pandemic. I can't really pinpoint the exact date, but that doesn't matter. They announced that they were going to be including Teslas in their fleet, which was, a good idea. You would save money on charging or whatever, and it would be good for the environment. I don't know if that's the reason that they would do it, but most companies, every time they want to switch to full electric, that's kind of like their main push, is like good for the environment. But honestly, EVs aren't as clean as automobile, because where all does it look. But anyway, before I pivot and start, being Mr. Negative Nancy over here about EVs, I will move on and stay on topic for once. So anyway, Hertz decided to order a lot of Teslas, or they were planning to order a lot of Tesla, and Tesla actually came out and say, hey, just because you guys are big corporations, you're going to be ordering a lot of Teslas, we're not going to give you a deal. We're not going to give you a fair price or whatever because you're ordering a lot of them. No, we're going to charge you full price for them. So Hertz did pay for several Teslas, but now they're scaling back. They're scaling back. And the reason is because it's affecting them. Because these vehicles, when they get in an accident, they're extremely expensive to repair. So therefore, their insurance rate is going to be going up as well too. So anytime you rent one of these electric vehicles, especially Teslas or Rivians, you better be extremely careful with those vehicles, because when it comes to repairs, it's astronomical. Like even my EV, when I got in an accident, well, not really me, but my wife got in an accident. I think the damage was like, I don't know, 3,000 to 4,000. I need to find the quote and do a video on that. But EVs are way more expensive to repair, especially Teslas, because of the parts. Tesla's notorious for not giving away the parts and maybe waiting longer, especially like right after the pandemic. You would wait a really, really long time to get your Tesla fixed because the parts just wasn't readily available. You literally relying on Tesla to ship you out those parts, which they have no incentive to, because it doesn't benefit them. They rather do it for themselves first, and then just give the consumer that big old middle finger. So the main reason that they want to scale back is because obviously people are damaging the vehicles, and it's costing them more money to fix it. And on top of that is Tesla is consistently reducing their price, which is a good thing. It's definitely good for the consumers. But once you purchase these vehicles and repair process, oh fuck. Tesla cuts high repair costs, crash Hertz EV's expansion plans. Hertz says that a lot of Teslas are being damaged by rideshare users, leading to expensive repairs, while falling MSRPs are driving down salvage prices, hurting it more. Hertz is dialing back on its effort to expand its electric vehicle EV fleet due to unexpectedly high repair costs and Tesla price reductions that are affecting EV resale values. Of course, especially since if Tesla decides to, hey, we're going to lower the car $2,000 more. So now when Hertz decides like they have, got the most out of their EVs and they want to resell it, they have to lower their price even lower because they're not worth as much. Especially at the time during the pandemic, Tesla prices were extremely high. So you can buy a used one and you're paying out of pocket by a large margin. But that has changed. The tables have turned. The prices are coming down, which is a good thing for consumers, but not for businesses, especially in the rental business. The rental car company had originally planned to ramp up its EV adoption, but is now reconsidering the pace of its electrification efforts in a recent earning call. Hertz CEO Steven, I'm not even going to try that last name, affirmed that the company's commitment to electrifying its fleet, but acknowledged that its blockbuster deal to purchase 100,000 Tesla Model 3 is encountering challenges. While electric vehicles generally have lower maintenance costs, the higher expense associated with repairs and damages are impacting the feasibility of the deal. Hertz had a lot of repairing to do, according to Steven, the company CEO. The initial plan was allocate half of the 100,000 Teslas to rideshare operations in order to gain a competitive advantage in markets like New York City, where incentives for EVs are being provided, and bans on internal combustion ICE vehicles are under considerations. I mean, New York City is not the only one that's considering ban on ICE vehicles. California is doing the same thing. They want to be completely on, full EVs or start transitioning by 2035. By 2030 is when everybody should be hybrids or whatever. But I think that's a dumb idea too, because there's still plenty parts of the country that doesn't have those charging stations. You can see multiple videos on YouTube where if you're traveling across the country, you're going to encounter certain areas that doesn't have fast charging. So you're going to have issues there. So once they fix that issue where the grid can actually handle so many vehicles being charged at the same time, I think this is going to be fucking hell. And I'm going to be somewhere laughing my ass off. I'm like, what a fucking stupid yuppies fucking government bullshit. But anyway, I digress. Moving on. However, Uber drivers typically put their vehicles through heavy use, often resulting in a lot of damage than Hertz had initially foreseen. To address the higher incidence of damage among EV rideshare drivers, Hertz attempted to reassign a portion of its fleet to leisure segment. Unfortunately, the outcome fell short of the company's expectation. With hindsight, this left leisure overfleeted with EVs, said Steven during the earnings call. As a result, revenue per day for our electric vehicles in leisure dropped, which contributed to lower RPD performance for the company in the quarter. Steven better hurry up and fix this, or he's going to be on the chopping block without a job. So all that I get here is, EVs costing them more money than they would have just bought more gas or hybrid vehicles, which they should have done that. They should have invested a little bit more money into hybrids instead of going full EVs, especially Teslas. Teslas are fucking expensive as shit to repair. You are better off just purchasing different vehicles that's more efficient, that's a little bit cheaper, easier to repair comparing to Teslas. Teslas are premium. They're kind of like Apple iPhones. Premium, that's the whole thing. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this whole situation that Hertz is feeling the hurt. It's funny because a few years ago, Hertz was actually about to go into bankruptcy, if I read that correctly. They were about to, or they probably did. I cannot remember, but give me 1 second. I could actually look that up. Yes, here it is. Hertz leaves bankruptcy a year after the pandemic devastated the car company's rental business. So yeah, at the time they were about to, because not a lot of people were renting vehicles. Not a lot of people are going anywhere. I mean, there was a lot of businesses that actually went under during the pandemic because they just couldn't survive. People couldn't go out, couldn't leave. Everybody was stuck at home, and just, there was a lot of businesses that failed during the pandemic. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this real quick because Hertz is feeling the hurt. Maybe they'll stop, scamming people, because there's certain ones that be scamming and reporting vehicles that are lost, and or not lost, but filing it like it was stolen and doing all sorts of weird things. I remember that going on also, so that didn't really help the brand at all. But anyway, as always, make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next one.